Okay, race fans, let's talk about a big Saturday out here at Delaware Park. The weather was beautiful, sunny skies. We were on the turf. The turf was firm. The main track was perfect and fast. The handle was strong for Saturday, July 5th. Handle a little shy of 2.7 million. So thanks to all our fans and bettors and horsemen for supporting us on a big Saturday here at Delaware Park. Let's get right to the action. Race 1 would kick off the popular early pick 5. They bet over 44,000 into the early pick 5 on Saturday. Race 1, we're going a mile and a 16th, claiming 5,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Haven't won a race since January 5th or never won 4 are the conditions. Big 9-horse field here in race 1. Let's go to the voice of Delaware Park, Josh Brown, with the call of Saturday's opener.
Away and running. Good speed on the inside for Candy for Carmel and Kick Startness. They break 1-2, and right behind them is Tallahassee Bridge. The red cap of Off the Meds floats out Karis 5 wide, and Lemon Creek Louie's in no man's land. Admit Nothing saves a lot of ground. Second to last is Formal Order, and the last one in and the last one away was Funkenstein. 7 furlongs to go in a no-pace affair. Kick Startness does it smartly on the front end and shows the way by 3/4 of length. Tallahassee Bridge sensing the slower place, trying to get closer in that second place position, and Candy for Carmel continues to see a ground saving joint third. Karis to the outside, and Lemon Creek Louie's very wide for the backstretch run, and Off the Meds is right there too with 5 furlongs to go. Formal Order comes under a loose rein with Admit Nothing second to last, and Funkenstein still brings up the rear, but Kick Startness controls the teletimer today past the 4 with a half-length lead. Tallahassee Bridge continues to shadow the speed in second. Lemon Creek Louie, a very deep runner. Karis is in between rivals. Candy for Carmel's trying to get a wee bit closer. Off the Meds is slowly giving way, and now Funkenstein launches a bid from the back of the pack. There goes the 5/16 pole, and Kick Startness still in hand and in command and leads by 1. Tallahassee Bridge has all of his chips in the pot, and Candy for Carmel comes with an inside bid. Funkenstein continues to wind up and goes very wide as Kick Startness has built up a 2-length lead. Candy for Carmel moves into second. Tallahassee Bridge calls it a day. Funkenstein's had a wide trip and trying to land third, but it's over up top. And now Jamie Rodriguez put the field to sleep. Kick Startness has won it. Candy for Carmel second. Tallahassee Bridge held third, and Funkenstein was fourth.
Kick Startness had been the beaten favorite in his previous 3 starts, but he puts it all together in race 1 on Saturday. Goes off 9-5 and wins for Madison Avenue Racing Stable, Morris Cronin Jr. and Jagger Inc. Jamie Ness, our leading trainer, gets his 30th win of the meet. Jamie Rodriguez gets a win. 9-5 on Kick Startness. He pays $560 as he gets his 6th lifetime win. Let's take a look here at race 2. Race 2 would kick off the early pick 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming 7,500 for 3-year-old fillies or filly mares 4 and up. Never won 3 are the conditions. Let's see the action here from race 2.
Away and running. Slow to go with Subway Susie. Brilliant rail speed from Penny Polka today. Rubai is deep on the course, and right there too is Rascallion. Those are the first 3 that swing left for the first of 2 times, and La Chica for Tequila has company, and that company's the Gray Steel Guitar. Voodoo Priestess is in front of 1, and Subway Susie had those slow strides coming out of the stalls. So Rubai tries to get over to the fence but can't as Penny Polka protects that rail position as they spin out of the first turn and 5.5 furlongs to go. Rascallion to take that second place position away, and there's a gap of 3 back to Steel Guitar, who's in hand in that 4th place spot. La Chica for Tequila is a ground saving 5th. Voodoo Priestess teams up with that rival, and a long looking last is Subway Susie. They race down to the 4 furlong station, and 2 of them trade jabs up front. Rubai's on the outside of Penny Polka, who refuses to give up that rail. Rascallion is trying to keep tabs with the 2 ladies up top. A distant 4th is Steel Guitar as they swing the side. Penny Polka calls the shots. Rubai is going to try to re-rally in second. Rascallion, deep water in that third place position, while Steel Guitar starts to rev up from the back of the pack. Here's the quarter pole, and Penny Polka has opened up a 3-length lead. Steel Guitar's trying to emerge from out of the crowd, and there's 3/16 to go. Penny Polka is nursing a 3-length lead. Steel Guitar still battles for second. La Chica for Tequila now lands third. Futu Priestess lands fourth in a share of a third place check, but Penny Polka's drifting out, but is nicely clear. Penny Polka's a 2-1 winner over Steel Guitar, La Chica for Tequila, and Voodoo Priestess.
The 5-year-old mare by Mendelssohn, Penny Polka, goes off 2-1 and wins for trainer and owner Jose Rodriguez and jockey Alexander Crispin. Penny Polka pays $6.80 as she picks up her third lifetime win, now over $50,000 in career earnings for Penny Polka, who won race 2. All right, let's take a look at race 3. Race 3 would start the middle pick 5. We had a nice carryover in the middle pick 5 for Saturday, over 5,400. They bet almost 65,000 new money into the middle pick 5 that starts race 3. Big field on the turf, 7.5 furlongs on a firm turf course with the rail at 17 feet. Race 3 is a 16,000 starter allowance for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see the action here from race 3.
Away and running. Tardy start for Doctor's Orders. Good speed from Dominguez today. Jake's Affection is right there too. Elusive Image is a little wide, and that yellow cap of Hot on Your Heels is in that 4th place position. Ray's Blue Dragon rides that rail, and a bit of crowding there and hampered Doctor's Order, who's fanned out very wide. Heggs tries to make a middle move into that 5th place position. Second to last comes Josh, and Whizbang had a bit of trouble leaving the first turn behind. So Dominguez is the pilot today and tries to relax the speed with 5 furlongs to go and leads by a long neck. Elusive Images pulling hard under the rider's hands in second, and Jake's Affection stays pinned towards the inside. Elusive Images wide but out of trouble and now confronts Dominguez on that front and run. Here's the far turn for Dominguez and Elusive Image. They're 1-2. Jake's Affection rattles into third. Doctor's Orders picked off that rival. Ray's Blue Dragon staying at the fence. Hot on Your Heels is deep on the track. Heggs is coming alive. Second last is Josh, and the one who's tailed off is Whizbang. There's a quarter to go, and Elusive Image now struts his stuff to a 1-length lead. Dominguez tries to re-rally. Doctor's Orders had a terrible trip today, but keeps on finding at the top of the stretch. Elusive Image holding on by just a neck. Dominguez continues to plug along. They're at the gap. Elusive Image is a little tired, but holding on by 1. Chasing hard is Dominguez, but a 6-1 winner. Elusive Image scores to beat Dominguez. Doctor's Orders and Heggs finished 4th.
The 5-year-old Elusive Image by Imagining gets his second lifetime win for owner-trainer Jason Smith. Nice ride there, John Bassano on Elusive Image, who goes off 6-1 and pays $15 to win race 3. Now over $60,000 in earnings there for Elusive Image. Okay, let's take a look here at race 4. We'd start the late pick 5 in race 4. They bet over $25,000 into the late pick 5. We're going 6 furlongs, $25,000 starter allowance here for filly and mares in race 4. Let's check out the action from the 4th.
Away and running. Great speed while drifting out as She's No Uncle beats everybody off the mark. On the inside portion of the track is Ringer Card. And Meg's Foxy Gray is right there too. And Brightness is out of trouble down the back of the track in a joint third. Rose Cold Candy came away in 5th. Sippin' Time's the track in 6th. And Atlantis Queen has to pass them all. So She's No Uncle's the leading lady. But Ringer Card is right there in that pesky pace presence in that second place spot. Brightness is committed to a 3-wide kick while Meg's Foxy Gray rides that rail. Rose Gold Candy's in front of 2. Atlantis Queen and Sippin' Time midpoint around the one and only turn. She's No Uncle's been under the gun a long way. Ringer Card continues to take the fight to her. Brightness has had a wide trip. Meg's Foxy Gray is right there too, and Atlantis Queen is catching the eye in a great big way. They turn for home. She's No Uncle under massive attack, and the rail is wide open, and here comes Meg's Foxy Gray with a blitz up the rail. Brightness is battling on deep on the track. Atlantis Queen and up the inside Ringer Card. Inside the concluding stages, Meg's Foxy Gray has prevailed. Brightness was second. Ringer Card third. She's No Uncle was fourth.
The 3-year-old filly Meg's Foxy Gray by Instilled Regard gets her second lifetime win for Mag Racing LLC and trainer Greg Compton. Nice ride there, Martin Shawan on Meg's Foxy Gray, who goes off 5-2 and pays $7. She's a now two-time winner, over $50,000 in career earnings for Meg's Foxy Gray. Let's turn the page here. Race 5 was the big feature on Saturday. It's the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial, a $250,000 stake for filly mares 3 and up, going 1 3/8 on the firm turf course with the rail setting at 17 feet. Scratch to 2. Still a talented group of 5 filly mares here in Race 5. Graham Motion looking for his 10th win in this race. He has the favorite with the 1 Marksman's Queen. Let's see what happens here in the Saturday feature.
Away and running, slow to go as Spanish Eyes, the German bred, is last. Marksman Queen, true to form, showing that speed. The long shot Party is right there in close attendance too as they go around the first of 3 left turns in the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial Stakes. Boss Lady Bailey stays pinned towards the inside. Parish Lady's a little wide, leaving the first of 3 turns, and Spanish Eyes now tacking on to that quartet of speed. So they get ready to pass the quarter pole first time round, and Marksman Queen is doing it nice and easy today. Leads by 1.5 lengths as no track records are in jeopardy here. Slowing this down to an absolute canter. Shows the way by 1. Boss Lady Bailey tries to take that second place position but can't as Party holds down that position. Parish Lane is right there too, only 3 lengths off the speed that is held by Marksman Queen. And last of all is Spanish Eyes. 1 lap to go in the Robert G. Dick Memorial, the 28th edition, and Marksman Queen, the winner circle, goes through her at the 6.5 and shows the way by 2. Boss Lady Bailey is a patiently ridden second, and Party's 1 path off the rail in third. In the correct colors of Spanish Eyes, the German breds, in fourth, and Parish Lane is teaming up with that one. Only 3 lengths would cover the lot, and Marksman Queen goes down to the 5 furlong pole. Absolutely a stroll in the park right now, leads by 1. They sense a slower pace at the back of the track, and Party's the first one to make a menacing move. Boss Lady Bailey is still on hold, and Parish Lane is getting closer in those checkered colors, and they go back to where they began. And Spanish Eyes was the one who was a little slow to go. Marksman Queen, given a bit more range, shows 3/4 of a length. Parish Lane is going to put the pedal to the metal around the far turn. Boss Lady Bailey hasn't been called on yet. Spanish Eyes gets closer, and trailing his Party, they turn again. And it's Marksman Queen calling the shots, lead 3/4 of a length. Parish Lane is right there in second. Spanish Eyes is satellite, and Boss Lady is right there too. And now Party's last of all as they turn for home. Spanish Eyes comes with a catapulting kick down the outside, but Marksman Queen is resolute, and she guns it, and those ears are pricked and leads by 1. Spanish Eyes continues to give game chase. Boss Lady Bailey and Parish Lane running for the balance. Marksman Queen is still holding. Marksman Queen has won the Robert G. Dick Memorial. To beat Spanish Eyes, Boss Lady Bailey, Parish Lane, and Party was the last one home.
The 5-year-old mare, Marksman Queen, the Great Britain bred mare by DeBawi. She goes off 6-5 and wins coast to coast in the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial. First Grade 3 victory for this nice 5-year-old mare. A homebred for Caton Park stud and trainer Graham Motion. This is the 10th win all time in this race for trainer Graham Motion. That's a tremendous record. Jorge Riaz with a winning ride there on Marksman Queen. She's now a 5-time winner, and she's made close to $400,000 in career earnings. $460 the win price there on Marksman's Queen. She was my best bet of the day, and she delivered. The early pick 5 paid $465.75. Let's turn the page here. Race 6 would kick off the final pick 3 of the afternoon. We're going 6 furlongs, 8,000 starter allowance, optional claiming 12,000 for 3-year-olds and upward here in race 6. Let's check out the action here from the 6.
Away and running. Good hustling speed from prom night today, but there goes Irish Hero to strike the front, and Fighter Town is right there too, and the pace is keen. Rad Paisley comes away in fourth, and Richie's a nice and tracking fifth. A gap of two back to Memory Bouquet. Second last is Addie Laddie's TNT, and Everett Song brings up the rear. That's the 8 of them, and Irish Hero makes play, shows the way by one. Fighter Town is right there chasing the solo speed in second. Rad Paisley gets a few niggles to stay on the speed in third. Memory Bouquet is coming alive in between rivals. Prom Night stays at the rail. Richie is also starting to mount a bit in front of Everett Song, and Addie's Laddie TNT is last of all. Here's the quarter pole for Irish Hero with that speed on display. Fighter Town has had every single chance to press on past. Heads turn for home, and Irish Hero kicks away with authority from the opposition. Fighter Town is dropping right out of it. Prom Night battles Rad Paisley for the balance. Here's the final furlong. Irish Hero clinging onto a 3-length lead. Rad Paisley is making up a huge chunk of ground, but a 6-1 winner is Irish Hero. Rad Paisley was second, photo third between Fighter Town and Prom Night.
Irish Hero, the 4-year-old son of Irish Warcry, a homebred for No Guts, No Glory Farm of Maryland, and trainer Jerry Robb goes all the way there in race 6. This horse has now won 3 in a row on the main track. Winning rider Xavier Perez on Irish Hero, a 6-1 winner in race 6. He pays $14.20, now a 5-time winner, Irish Hero. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, nice big allowance race on the turf for straight 3-year-olds. Optional claiming $75,000. We're going a mile, 70 yards on the firm turf course with the rail at 17 feet. Nice big field here in race 7. Let's see the action.
Away and running. Slow to go is Winnebago. Good speed today for Boss of All Bosses. There's the outside speed of Dynamic Actress. Hot Start is right there too, and Surfside Moon came away a joint fourth as Winnebago takes that position away. Magical Mondays is in front of Landman Friday, and Makoa gets a good pace to chase. So Boss of All Bosses has company today, and the filly's going to keep him honest. Dynamic Actress is right there in close attendance, and they set a very quick agenda for Hot Start to pass. Up the inside, Winnebago, off the 139-day layoff, is situated in fourth, and Magical Mondays tries to take that spot away and does. Surfside Moon is still on hold in front of Landman Friday, and Makoa brings up the rear. So this is like a 6-furlong sprint for Boss of All Bosses. Couldn't be going any faster over the firm-rated sod. Leads by a length and a half. Dynamic Actress is right there, getting closer in that second place position. Hot Start is coming alive in that red cap in that third place position. Deep on the track is Magical Mondays. Winnebago is in very tight. Surfside Mood is still in front of Landman Friday, and Makoa whips him in. Down to the 2.5. And Boss of All Bosses is starting to melt away like a snow cone in Phoenix. And Magical Mondays loops up on the far outside. Dynamic Actress is in for the fight. Winnebago pops off that fence. Still a few chances as they turn for home. Magical Mondays kicks for the cash. Winnebago on the far outside. Dynamic Actress is running a tough race. Nothing really closing from behind. Magical Mondays holding on by a neck lead. Winnebago is getting closer in a great big way. Winnebago stretching those legs, but Magical Mondays holding. Magical Mondays prevailed over Winnebago, Landman Friday, and Hot Start.
The 3-year-old Magical Mondays, a real nice homebred for owner-breeder Harry Cassup and trainer Tim Woolley. This horse is by First Mondays, a young Curlin sire out of the mare Magically Discreet, who Cassup and Woolley campaign. Magical Mondays, 3 starts on the turf, 2 wins. He's now won 2 in a row. Nice big allowance win today. Second win of the day for jockey Jorge Riaz. Magical Mondays goes off 5-1 and pays $13.20 to get his second lifetime win. That was my price play of the day, and Magical Mondays delivered in race 7. Let's take a look at the Saturday finale. Race 8 going a flat mile. Maiden claiming $7,500 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Scratch the 4-5 in the 6. Let's see what happens here in race 8.
Away and running. Tardy start for Cool Train. Great speed from Musgrave today. Global Phenom flashed the whip to get closer to that speed. And Cool Train is still at the back of affairs as My Little Kaibo protects that rail position. And Junior Sergio's on hold at the back of the pack. So it's Musgrave who sets the tone, tries to slow this down to a sedate gallop, and shows the way a length and a half. Global Phenom's going to have to close from off the pace today in that second place position. And My Little Kaibo shares that spot with that one as they spin out of the first turn. A very hard hold under Cool Train's hands, and so last of all is Junior Sergio. So Musgrave has it all his own way. Musgrave shows the way by a length and a half. Global Phenom now has a neck in front for second, and My Little Kaibo stays against the rail but gets a reminder not responding. Cool Train has moved in the top three positions, and Junior Sergio still hasn't been asked yet, but 6 lengths would cover the lot. 4-1's the number on Musgrave as they turn again. Leads by 1. Global Phenom right there with no excuses trying to stretch those legs around 2 turns. Cool Train stays at the rail. Junior Sergio needs to go and go now as Global Phenom ups the ante to Musgrave. And now Junior Sergio hits that best stride and Cool Train has dropped away. Heads turn for home. Global Phenom asks for more. Musgrave is in for the fight. And Junior Sergio slight contact with Cool Train, but Junior Sergio keeps on coming. Global Phenom holding on to a 1-length lead. Junior Sergio is now finally getting on track inside the concluding stages. Global Phenom barely holding. Junior Sergio couldn't quite land the winning blow. Global Phenom has won it. To beat Junior Sergio, Musgrave, and My Little Kaibo.
Global Phenom wins first off the claim for trainer Ronaldo Richards and gives jockey Jamie Rodriguez his second win of the day. Jamie Rod, your leading rider with 27 wins for the meet. Global Phenom breaks his maiden 3-year-old by Global Campaign, pays $6.80 to win race 8. If you hit the late pick 5, that paid a little bit over $1,000. That middle pick 5 that paid out in race 7, that paid over $2,600. So he had some nice pick 5 payouts Saturday at Delaware Park. Thanks to all our horsemen, fans, and bettors for supporting us on Saturday. The handle was good, almost $2.7 million on Saturday. Graham Motion got his 10th win in the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial. Congratulations to the whole Graham Motion barn. Thanks again for everybody coming out on Saturday. Have a great night. We look forward to seeing you here at Delaware Park next Wednesday.